What is going on, everybody, and welcome back once again. My name is Jordan, also known as JMonster. Thank you for joining me for the beginning of our High Elf campaign. Yes, Total War Warhammer 2 has finally dropped on us, and now we are free to explore the game in all of its glory. Now, I posted a poll a couple days ago on the High Elf lore video that I recently released, and I only got 2 votes on it. And they were split right down the middle between Tyrion and Teclis. So I'm going to go ahead and make the executive decision, and we're going to play with Teclis, because I think that he's a little bit more of an interesting campaign than the Tyrion side of things. With Tyrion, you end up just fighting High Elves for the first, like, 50, 60 turns of your campaign, and you don't leave Ulthuan. And Teclis, on the other hand, he's fighting Ratmen, he's fighting Lizardmen, and he's going to come into contact with the Dark Elves. So I think it's a little bit more interesting, and he's on his own a little bit more of an interesting hero because he's magic-based. But in any case, let's get right into the campaign. I'll let you guys enjoy the cinematic, and I will see you on the campaign map.
Who are the Asur? An enigma to men and dwarfs, who know them as High Elves. At the center of the great ocean lies Ulthuan, a paradise created by the Old Ones. But when the stellar gates collapsed, demons flooded the mortal plane. All was lost until Anarion the Defender strode forth. The first Phoenix King vanquished the demons with the aid of the Archmage, Calador Dragontamer. It was Calador and his elven mages who created the Great Vortex. A swirling maelstrom that siphoned the excess magic, withering demonkind. With the world purged of chaos, the elves took it upon themselves to become guardians and stewards. The twin-tailed comet is oft seen as an omen, but this time its wake brought great peril.
The dragon with 2 tails flies lower than before. Its trail disturbs the vortex.
I have felt a change in the winds of magic.
Then write it, brother. Lead the mages of Safari. Bring all in the White Tower to bear, if you must.
Such lore is currently beyond us.
I suggest a scrying ritual in the Pool of Isha. It may provide us with the answer.
Such a ritual requires fragments of fallen Waystones. Far more than we have.
Then we find more. Make ready your ritual, Loremasters. You will have your fragments.
I shall start the search in Lustria.
Lustria?
My brother will search here, in Ulthuan.
Why do you care so much about the greater world?
Why do you not? Stay here, brother. Protect Ulthuan. But I venture beyond our borders.
And while you meddle in far-flung continents, I will ensure you have a home to return to.
Well, now, I must say, that is a beautiful campaign map. Check that out. Gorgeous, and all these little things that you're seeing all over that are peppering the ocean they sometimes trigger events, and they sometimes give you loot and gold that can help you throughout your campaign. But I have to say, very, very pretty. But let's move on. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to come into contact with the forces of the, what is this? The Sentinels of Zeti. Now, we do have the Dark Elves over here as well, and they are holding on to a Waystone ritual resource site. On the topic of the ritual, in case you guys haven't been following a lot of the Let's Play coverage that's been coming out, the ritual is something that we are going to do. We're going to focus on it, but we're not going to focus on it in the beginning. There's a couple good reasons for this. When you begin the ritual, like say we did the Ritual of Prophecy right now, we would have legions of chaos banging down our door. So I want to explore this ritual kind of chain to its fullest, but I'm not going to do it right away until I've got all of my settlements fortified with walls and things like that. So that's going to take a while. but it doesn't really matter. Once the other factions get to like maybe about here, maybe about halfway to the 4th ritual, the Ritual of the Explorer, then we can start to worry about them. There is an intervention mechanic. It's not very good, but we'll start to worry about that in, I don't know, 30, 40 turns when people actually begin to get to a critical mass kind of point. Now, the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to get rid of the Phoenix, and that's because the Phoenix is extremely expensive. It has a really nice aura. You can see that right there, the Blizzard aura, so it's -10 armor piercing damage, -9 melee attack. That's nice, but it's not... I don't find that it's all that worth it in the early game. So we're going to keep the Swordmasters of Hoeth because they're friggin' awesome. But for the time being, we're going to get ourselves 2 Spearmen and some Archer Companies, build up our forces, and we're going to move on the Golden Ziggurat, which doesn't... I don't think it has the largest garrison. Yeah, it's got like 5 or so units. So next turn, we'll move towards there, take the Golden Ziggurat, and begin to expand our empire. But for the meantime, we're going to pass through, and I'll see you guys in just a moment. Alright. I don't know who's screaming, but that's horrifying. Alright, so we're going to move across here. Now for our army composition, I really want to get my hands on some of the elite high elven infantry. I'm definitely going to make a beeline if I can towards the White Lions, because I really like the White Lions. I love the way they look, and I love the way that their stats are laid out. They've got armor piercing and anti-infantry, so they're going to be really useful against the lizard men in particular, who have quite a high health pool and are reasonably well armored as well. So we're almost to that point where we can attack the Golden Ziggurat. We're going to pass turn. Goes nice and quick. Not even on an SSD. That's a beautiful thing. And then we're going to have our first battle.
Tremble before me.
Now, that's a pretty small force. I'm thinking we can auto-resolve that, but I kind of want to see how the battles run. So we are actually going to fight this. It's not going to be super huge and interesting, but it is going to give me an idea of how the battles look, because I've only seen Let's Plays, and they look beautiful, but I want to experience that for myself. So I will see you guys on the battlefield in just a moment. Now, normally we wouldn't fight games like this, and we're not going to do it all the time. We're not going to fight one-sided battles like this a lot, but damn, I want to play this. So let's gamble. See if we get anything out of it. Ah, it wasn't worth it. Alright. So start our deployment. Spearmen in the front. Archers in the back, of course. I'm going to have Teclis out front. He's got Flock of Doom, which is quite strong. And we're going to have our reserves composed of our 1 unit of Swordmasters of Hoeth. Let's go ahead and start the battle. Let's see what the lizard men are up to. And they're going to charge straight for us. Damn, this game is beautiful. Look at that. Let's get a nice little look at our high elven infantry. Disciplined regiments of spearmen, all of whom are heavily armored and look friggin' awesome. Alright, let's get to it. Make you number 1. Beautiful. We're going to focus on those skinks. Try and drive them back, which is working quite nicely. Teclis, we're going to pull him back. And this, I think this is lowers the melee attack, so we're going to lower that on the Saurus. Yeah, we're going to use it on the Saurus spears. I'm going to countercharge real quick, because our spears only have a bonus against large units. They only have a charge bonus, or bonus against the charge of large units. So smaller units like these skinks here, not going to do too much. Let's bring our Swordmasters around on the flank. Might as well move these guys around as well. Come on, boy. Let's get down there in the battle. Oh, that is so cool. Check out some of those new animations. I love the way that the High Elf Spear Wall looks. That is very impressive looking. That's the kind of very effective, professional-looking military discipline that you would expect from a force like the High Elves. Well, you guys are not going where I told you to go. Yeah, let's get them over there. Come on, boyos. Now, rear charge from our Swordmasters of Hoeth should see them off. These guys, positively mutinous, don't seem to want to fire. I think it's because they're on skirmish mode. Oops. Alright, gentlemen. Come on. You know what you gotta do. Let's pop that in the center. Swordmasters of Hoeth getting stuck in. Beautiful thing to see. Loving it. Love the look of this game. And that's looking like a rout. Lizardmen in full retreat. That's going to be all she wrote for this garrison. Quite light casualties. We're only playing on hard, though, so it's not super difficult. Oh, man, look at that animation. They're like heavily armored samurai. That is super cool. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and end the battle. I will warn you guys that I do not have an SSD. Mostly because I don't want to deal with the patching process on CA games when you have an SSD, because it effectively doubles the size of the game, which can be a pain in the ass. So yeah, not using an SSD, so the load times may be a little bit longer than you would expect. But I do have a fairly decent HDD, which shouldn't be too much of a problem. All right, so let's see here. Occupy. This will give us a little bit of replenishment. I'm not too worried about that. I don't want to sack it because I want to take it. So we're going to loot and occupy. I want my first settlement. So next thing is going to be Mud Isle. Now, normally I would repair these, but I want to try and hold on to my money as much as possible. And these repair over time. So this is only a necessity when you really, really need to. Let's see, Jungle Dominance. That gave me a couple thousand extra gold, which is nice.
Master of the White Tower.
Our army's now back up to full strength, so we're pretty much able to move on the next turn. We're going to go ahead and recruit some more. Let's get 2 more archers. That should give us an okay front line for now. A little bit of extra influence. Influence is very important. You can use it for all kinds of things, especially with the High Elves where diplomacy is key. Influence is going to come into play in a really serious way. Now, I really want Flock of Doom because it's going to let us overcast, which is really nice, extended duration and that sort of thing. But we're going to get campaign movement first because it's really important. We're going to want to get that right away. Over here in Great Turtle Isle, I see no reason to upgrade this at this point. Yeah, there's really no reason for me to want to do that. Now, this I think this unlocks in a couple turns, so we're not really able to do anything with technology just yet. But yeah, let's see what our growth is doing. 12 turns until we can upgrade one of these settlements. So we're going to have a lot to do in the meantime. Let's go ahead and let's pass turn. Yes, I know I have damaged buildings. It's okay, it's okay. There we go. I figured out how to fix it. Now, I don't want to fight the Dark Elves just yet. Let's take a look at our diplomacy tab. Who are the factions near us and how much do they hate us? That's a real question here. The Dark Elves. Maybe we can conclude some kind of non-aggression pact. They really don't like us, but it is improving. So, it's probably not going to happen. So we're not going to attack them, but we are going to force march ourselves a little bit farther down here. Now, I can take the Mud Isles, but I don't want to do that immediately. Instead, I'm going to go right over here, because this is actually a land bridge. Believe it or not, we can get across here. So, first things first, we're going to move across this this land bridge into the, I think this is the final territory of the Sentinels of Zeti. Maybe they've got, they have one more down here in the Golden Colossus. But we're going to take this from them. Yeah, the Sentinels of Zeti, the eponymously named city of the Sentinels of Zeti. We're going to take that from them on the next, probably the next couple turns, I would think.
Loremaster of Hoeth.
Well, I guess I can't do that just now. That's alright. We're going to head and pass turn. We've got enough forces for the time being to deal with anything that the Sentinels of Zeti can throw our way. Although that is a big garrison, so maybe...
Master of the White Tower.
Yeah, let's double check this. And they may have another reinforcing army, so I think it is a good time for us to get a couple more spearmen. We'll wait for one more turn. And, let's see if we can't fix anything else here. Yeah, you can see that's actually gone up a little bit. And yeah, so they repair over time. So it's not something you really need to focus on, especially in the early game when you want to get your economy going. And that's what we're going to really focus on. So we're going to be mostly spearmen and archers for a little while, and then we'll move on to bigger and better things in the form of the white lions and such. That is a thoroughly satisfying army. An imminent rebellion. If we exempt this,
Order must be maintained.
it doesn't really make a whole lot of difference.
Master of the White Tower.
Now that is a problem.
Destruction
Let's see here.
abounds.
We could upgrade this, but I kind of want to save that first point and then maybe get a 3rd tier elven colony here just a little bit sooner. We only really need one more, and we'll get that in 15 turns. Otherwise, we'll be waiting forever to get some growth going in that province. So, you know, I don't want to leave and let our province get crippled by a rebellion. So let's take a look at the garrison here. That's a pretty decent garrison. If Great Turtle Isle is attacked, it'll be okay, and we'll be able to wheel Teclis back around in a turn or two to come and relieve them. So we're going to move forward towards the Sentinels of Zeti and try and take the city from them. I don't think... let's get a little bit closer. Some upgrade available. I don't care. We're going to turn that off. We're going to turn that off. And also that. These are all really cool new features, but we'll just have low funds. That's important. But we don't really need them on right now. Now I hope that they don't go for the golden ziggurat, because we would never hold that. But I think they're going to go for Great Turtle Isle. So what we're going to do, take the Sentinels of Zeti real quick.
The enemy city is fortified, my lord. Weapons will be needed to bring down the walls. Prepare your warriors for a long siege.
That is... Now, normally I wouldn't auto-resolve this. And... I don't know, maybe I won't. But I am concerned about our city garrison. I don't want them to go after the golden ziggurats. We want to resolve this as quickly as possible. Mr. Advisor, you can just go away. Negative growth. That's not good. On certain nights, whole ghettos or districts are left abandoned. The only clue for remaining denizens is a triangular symbol daubed on a nearby gate or wall. Ratmen! Ratmen who, confirmed, do in fact exist. It's a shock for everybody. Well, what do we have here? That is a big and scary army. Now, that is going to pose certain problems for us. Now, we've got a couple of options. We could try and take on that Slann Mage Priest, or we can take the fight to the garrison. If we do fight here at the Sentinels of Zeti, I'm going to be as cheap as possible, just because I don't want to lose my army here, and I certainly don't want to let this rebellion get me stronger.
The Asa are riotous.
Does this give us any garrison? No, it just unlocks different kinds of armies.
Ridiculous.
Still, if they attack here, I'm confident that our garrison can beat them back. That's a lot of Lothern Sea Guard and Spearmen, and Eagles and other such good things as well. So it should be okay.
Tremble before me.
So we're going to take the fight here to the Sentinels of Zeti, inside their little fortress. They are almost entirely melee infantry, so we have a huge ranged advantage over these guys. The biggest problem is that I don't have my Phoenix anymore, because I disbanded that. And, yeah, it may be hard to get over the walls without great casualty amongst our spearmen. So, hopefully it goes okay. But in any case, I'll see you guys on the battlefield in just a moment. Alright, so we're warmed up, ready to go. This is not going to be fun. I wish I had something to take down this tower with, because then we could potentially just kind of hide in the corner a little bit and just snipe them off the walls with our archers, but unfortunately we are going to have to rush them, which is not going to be fun for us. So we're going to start a deployment. Oop. Start the battle. Move forward with our archers and the rest of our spearmen. Try and keep Teclis and everybody back. Teclis can move forward, and I'm sure he can be very, very deadly. You're going to need him up on the wall. We're going to attack this portion of the wall that's defended by the skinks, because they are definitely the weakest. Most of the Saurus and other such things are hiding out over here. Our spearmen not having a real great time right now. So we're going to get our ladders up there on the wall. Attack these guys as quickly as possible. And try and get our archers active and doing their thing. Okay, so we've got a pretty decent shot into the rear of the Source Warriors with shields. We're going to take advantage of the Lizardmen's kind of deployment goof, and we're going to fire into the unprotected rear of the Source Warriors. The Source Warriors probably the most deadly units they have on the battlements right now. How we doing? Yeah, that's right. Melt them. Not doing as well as I had hoped. Taking light casualties right now. This is to be expected. Our spearmen are largely expendable, so this is not that big of a deal. Let's try and move these guys a little bit closer. Maybe we can get under some of that missile fire. Let's drop that on those Source Warriors. We're not really managing to hit too many of them right now from our position on the wall. Block of Doom now, going down on those Source Warriors. Hopefully that's going to be enough to melt some of these guys. Yeah, it's doing a lot of HP damage to them. That's good stuff. And now they've turned themselves around again, so we're going to be able to do just massive amounts of damage. Excellent. Our High-Elf Warriors have made it to the wall. Now we're going to send our Swordsmen of Hoeth up there as well. Oh, these guys going berserk. They're going to come right down the ladders towards us. Oh, that's ballsy. Alright, let's readjust our fire a little bit. Fire into the backs of these Source Warriors with spears and shields. How's everybody else doing so far? Now's probably a good time to flank these guys. Let's get that done. Forward, High Elves! That's a pretty damn cool shot right there. Up on the walls, we've established a breach, like a bridgehead. We're doing our best to hold back the Lizardmen, but it's not going very well for our poor Spearman companies. We're doing up there. Alright. How's Teclis doing? Another Flock of Doom, I think. Definitely needed. Let's drop it on those Source Warriors with shields. There we go. Got another unit of Spearmen up on the wall. Get him into the back of those Source Warriors with shields. Ah, we're just taking so much damage from those towers. This is not a fun fight for us, despite the limited garrison. Swordmaster's getting up there. Come on, boyos. Let's redirect their fire a little bit. We can get these skink cohorts in the back. Actually, no, let's get the Source Warriors with shields down there. It's probably an easier shot for our archers. Yeah, look at that. Nice arcing fire right into the back of the Source Warriors. To claim the lives of several of them. Let's see if we can't swing that combat a little bit further in our favor. Alright, so let's move back these two companies who are currently under fire. Get them out of range of those towers. Maybe a little bit more magic here. Swing this in our favor. Yeah, the Source Warriors should start to drop like crazy now. Another Flock of Doom. Come on, Teclis. There we go. Big Flock of Doom on both of the Source Warriors. What are you guys doing back down there? Come on now. My archers seem to be having some pathfinding issues. Straighten yourselves out. Except for you guys. Everything's going up here on the walls. Yeah, more of those lizard men pouring in. This is not a fun fight. We are slowly breaking through. I think some of these guys may actually be routing. Or very, very close to it. That's King Cohort not having a good time. Charge, boys! So far, the siege battle's feeling very, very similar to the siege battle in the original game. Can't say that it looks like a whole lot has changed. I wish these guys would just die already. Alright, we'll save that last cast. We're definitely in command of the walls now. Saurus are being beaten down. They've taken enough HP damage that they are now out of control. There you go. I think a lot of them are also routing as well. Yeah, we got some routing skinks in there. There we go. Now we can sandwich them from both sides. Got our sword masters in there. Let's watch them do some work. Charge, boys, for Ulthuan. How are we doing here? Yeah, let's soften up this final reserve unit here of Saurus warriors. Nice shots from the rear, dealing big damage to these guys. Beautiful. Loving it. Watch them drop. Now, everyone except for my missiles. It's time to attack. Let's get those Saurus warriors with shields. We've now taken all the towers, so we don't have anything further to fear from them. Oh, I don't have the overcast yet. That's okay. Another Flock of Doom should be enough to send their general unit into a bit of a panic. Alright, Teclis. Get your butt up there. And there we have it. The mass rout. Charge, boys! Run them down. Managed to even scare the mighty lizardmen into retreat, giving us all the remains of their city. So that was a little bit uglier than I wanted it to be, although all things considered, I don't think we did too badly. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to end it right there. Not bad. Not bad at all. Some of our spearmen getting 121 kills. Spearmen do not have a lot of killing power, so that is very strange to see, especially when they're out killing our archers and our swordsmen of Hoeth. Decisive victory. Lost a few of our troops there. We are going to loot and occupy because we need the replenishment. Teclis is going to level up. It's a beautiful thing. I'm hoping these guys attack us soon. Should be able to hold the city against them. In the meantime, how's Teclis doing? Not too bad. Now, let's see. Now, one of the things I really want to focus on is the blue tree. Specifically, I want to get Quartermaster, because like I said, I want to take care of our finances. Although, for the time being, Flock of Doom Overcasted could be really useful. I don't know, let's see. Public Order is probably more useful for us at this point. So let's see. We've still got an army of the Lizardmen there. If they attack the settlement after we've had a turn to replenish, we should be okay. Even if they attack it now, I think that we could beat back that army from the walls. The big concern, of course, is this over here. 19 turns. You know what? We're going to go ahead and do this because it's going to give us another building option. And with that comes a little bit more options for public order and things like that. So I think it's probably better if we don't wait any longer and just go with the extra building slot over there at the Golden Ziggurat. I think that's the smartest thing that we can do right now. Now, they are going to besiege us. Of course they are. Are they besieging us? I can't tell. It looks like maybe they just stopped short. They might have. Let's see. Yes, we got some replenishment that time. So let's... We will sit there for a couple of turns and let's see what they do. We're definitely going to have to sit there for at least one because I want to get some replenishment going on. These guys have quite the stack.
The people are restive.
Let's see. If squishy minus squishy and feeble. Okay, not looking so great so far. Minus 10 magic resistance for all units. That is not so great. Minus 5 speed. Well, high elf units are generally pretty speedy. But really it's the ones with influence that you want to buy, because they're the ones that have actually halfway decent stats. But you are just going to be a temporary lord. So let's choose The least awful one. They're not. They don't have any magic. So let's do this. Run a Cruder Lord there, which does screw with our finances a little bit, but it also does give us an opportunity to get some reinforcements. So that's going to take a big bite out of our finances. So that's only a temporary state of affairs. We're going to disband that army once I'm confident that that garrison can hold out. Let's put you inside the city first. It's probably the smartest thing. And boom. Which means, yeah, we're going to have to go into the red for a little bit. But it's necessary, I think, in order to avoid being wiped out in a few turns. So let's pass turn. And see what these lizard men do next. I'm very curious. They are going to attack us. We're not going to have a chance to make those units anyway. What's he doing? He's going to attack us as well.
Certainly not, Prince.
So, looks like we won't be making any of our units this time around. Yes, I see that. Force spilling. Yes. We're definitely not having a good time right now. Let's see exactly what these guys have. Now, the good thing is, we're actually going to get a garrison. So we've got some extra units there. So I'm inclined to just go out and attack them. I think that's a fight that we could win. That's definitely a fight that we can win. We've got the archers, we've got the numbers. Let's go ahead and let's fight them. Yeah, they've got a lot of skinks. They've got some Saurus, a lot of them with spears though, which isn't super scary. Those skink skirmishers will be able to deal with, I think, pretty easily. So, oh, I didn't realize that our garrison was so under strength. Well, that's a pain. But nonetheless, we're going to meet them in battle, and I will see you guys on the field. Actually, before we do that, let's take a bit of a look here. My biggest concern is their Slann Mage Priest, who's going to have a lot of stuff. Like, look at this. He's got Tempest, that's a Vortex spell. I don't even know what that is. He's got a lot of high magic spells that I'm not familiar with. A Wind spell is going to really suck. Phos protection and things like that. So we're going to have to focus him down first of all. But yeah, I will see you guys in the battlefield. Hopefully we can manage to survive this siege. Alright, so our back's definitely against the wall. Luckily our reinforcements are coming in behind us, so we'll be able to shuttle them immediately to the battle line. I'm going to split my archer corps. I've got some units stationed up here in the heights. We're going to defend them with some spearmen. For the most part, let's do this. It's a solid line of spears. They'll probably run straight into that, which is a good thing. Gonna have Teclis out in front, trying to help him get some early kills. We're gonna have a couple of our spearmen hanging out up here to defend our flank. Oh, come on. One sec, guys. I don't normally like to do this, but we are gonna turn this down just a little teeny bit. Because it does come with a heavy frame rate cost. There we go. It's much better. And it still looks beautiful. Look at this. Gorgeous. Love it. Alright. Teclis out in front. Everyone else pretty much ready. You guys will be group 1. Swordsman Hoeth, we're going to have them down here because we're going to need them on the battle line. But I want to keep them free of the archers until we've dealt with their missile units. So Teclis here. Definitely want to get a shot off on those Saurus warriors. That is a lot of Saurus. I want to try and weaken their front line, weaken their center as best I can, because the Saurus are definitely a big threat. I got all these other units over here, so let's move them forward as quickly as possible. I have these spearmen reserves, because they're not going to be too important. Not really enough of them to make a big difference.
It shall be done. Acknowledged.
Alright. What's this? Power Stone. Oh, that's nice. That's really good, actually. Let's send a fireball flying at those Saurus. Let's see if it actually gets them or not. Boom! Beautiful shot. Right into the front of those Saurus. I'm going to pull Teclis back. Actually, first, we're going to pop a nice overcast. Flock of Doom. Focus on those skinks. With our archer companies. Over here we're gonna focus on the other unit of skinks. Alright. Now their Slann is way back there. Yeah, those javelins are just getting melted. Beautiful. Rest of these units are coming in quickly. We'll be able to add their firepower to our own. Yeah, you guys may be getting a little too far ahead of yourselves. So let's reposition you. Move up our spear companies. Where's Teclis? Pop one of those down in the center. Deal as much damage to these guys as possible. Let's see. Skink cohorts there have been nicely buffed, so we're going to pop something down on them as well. There we go. Beautiful flanking shot there. Oh, Bokui is within range, so we need to melt that Slan bastard. Our spearmen are holding the line well. Get down in the muck, and you can see that they're not really in any danger. Haven't taken a whole lot of damage so far. We still have martial prowess active, which is good. That Slan needs to die. So we're going to focus on him most of all. Pop that down in the center. Get as many of those Saurus as we possibly can. Let's see. We're going to commit our Swordsman Hoeth in the center, along with 2 of these smaller expendable companies of Spearmen, because I really need to hold that center line. We're doing well. So far, very, very well. We melted that damn Slan yet. Ooh, some kind of magic missile going in here. Oh, poor Teclis. Just not having a good day. Let's see. Those Blessed Saurus Warriors, now that's something scary. So they've been buffed, so we're going to debuff them. And then we're going to pop that down on them. So our missiles need to be focusing on that damn Slan Priest, who is now broken, but he needs to die. He needs to die for this to be truly a success. What is this? Who told you guys to go down here like this? Alright, so all these archer companies can now begin to fire on the center. Broken that Slan. If he comes back, we'll kill him, or I'll use Teclis to hit him with a fireball or something. You guys should not be in range with those skinks. I don't understand why they went down here. Yeah, we'll give them a little bit of covering fire as they try to retreat out of there, because those archers are really not great in melee. They're very efficient archers, but melee, not so much their forte. We're going to commit the rest of our spearmen reserves on the wing over here, because it's starting to collapse a little bit. Where is Teclis? Alright, so looks like somebody's back for more. So it's time to finish him off for good. Let's debuff these guys over here. Come on, missiles. What are you doing? What are you guys doing? You need to be shooting him. Come on. Come on, melt him. Let's get that Slan death animation. Rip! He just disappears into the void. Complete nothingness. So now their army is crippled in terms of their morale. We need to start breaking through these guys. Unfortunately, I don't have the melee reserves left to do that. They've really done a number on one of my spearman companies. It's those Blessed Saurus Warriors. So we're going to throw Teclis in there. Actually, we're going to hit these guys with a Flock of Doom, which should be enough to destroy them. And we're going to focus our archers on their flank. Now, these 2 companies of spearmen are definitely sorely needed down here, so we're going to bring them around. How are these archers doing? I'm going to bring them around as well. Now they're protected and the flank is broken, we're going to be okay. So the lizardmen really in full retreat at this point. Send those guys around. What are we doing over here? We're winning decisively against those Saurus spears. That is pretty impressive. Where's Teclis? Oh, I think this is a good time to drop a Flock of Doom on these guys. Alright, so they are routing. Some of them are coming back. So we're going to give chase with 4 units of spears. Right through the center, and at the same time, we're coming down on this end with the rest of our spears. So those are skink skirmishers. Turn you guys around. Move you guys up, commensurate with the rest of our infantry body, and that is going to be a victory. Look at the lizard men flee from the prowess of the Asur. So that is going to break their power, for the most part. I think that was their only real army. A beautiful victory for the Asur. So I'm going to run as many of these guys down as possible, and I will see you guys in just a moment. And there you have it. Bokui and his army have been thoroughly, thoroughly defeated. That is a beautiful, beautiful thing. And if you look at this, our archers, I mean, damn. That is a lot of kills. Most of the killing power in these early game Asur armies comes from their archers. So if you can just stack these guys as much as possible and have your spearmen give them a chance to do their work, they will do so much for you. Now, let's see here. We're pretty good on money, and I am concerned about replenishment. So we're going to replenish.
My power. Destruction abounds.
Now, that is going to be...
Into my power.
That's going to be pretty damn good. So I think we're going to combine these two units right here. Because for what I have in mind, one of them is probably going to get destroyed anyway. Yeah, there's not too many left. We're going to go ahead and we're going to attack them. That's going to be easy enough. We're going to auto-resolve that. A little bit more replenishment, so we're going to have more units than what we began with. And let's get ourselves back into the settlement so we can replenish a little bit more.
My infinite knowledge is yours.
And that's going to be good for Teclis that turn. Now, we still have this to deal with, which is a problem. But, I don't know, they've got cavalry and archers and stuff. You know what, I'm not super worried about these guys. Let's see, how much longer can we hold out for?
Ridiculous. How can I assist you?
I don't know. With our lord there, I think we'll be okay long enough for Teclis to get back and relieve the city. Otherwise, things are looking good. We should be able to get our economy back on track and move forward. All right, so we'll pass this last turn, and we'll see just what we can what we can do about these rebels.
To waste my time.
Ah, the dwarves. How wonderful. Join their war against the Sentinels of Zeti. Their demands. Oh, they want to help me. I mean, that's fine. Let's do that. But at the same time, well, first things first. Let's give Teclis a little bit of extra something. Iron Disciplinary gonna be really important. We'll give him 2 of those. So now our public order definitely going up into the city. And we're going to be able to move our army back across there. Now, it is a little bit risky to do this. If they attack us while we're in force march stance, we would have a lot of trouble. But they will have to break that siege in order to do it. And you know what? I don't think they're going to. But speaking of dwarfs, let's go and talk to them.
It is time.
Yeah, let's be all friendly with them. The dwarves of the Vortex Spires. Not aggression pact, perhaps.
Right.
Beautiful. We're probably not going to get too much more for the time being. The Citadel of Dusk, they kind of like us, but it is deteriorating. So let's try a trade agreement, perhaps.
Most astute.
That is good. The High Elves get a lot of their money through trade. Actually, I'll show you guys that in a little bit. Look at that, 108 income, and we've only really got 1 trade agreement at this point and 1 resource that we can sell. So that's a lot per turn. And it's going to stack the more resources we get and the larger our empire becomes. But that will also give us a diplomatic foot in the door to further our relations with them, and maybe even confederate. Because if I can confederate with these guys down at the end of this peninsula here, that's awesome. And you can actually see, I can see all of their territory now, and that's one of the strengths of the High Elves. Anybody you have a trade agreement with, you will be able to see the entirety of their land. So the more trade agreements you can get, the more reconnaissance you can gain, and of course, the more your economy increases by measure. But that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll be seeing you in episode 2, which will be coming out today. There's going to be a ton of Warhammer today, so prepare yourselves. But in any case, I'll see you guys later. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye!